Once the cannon has been made, now we can display all the remaining components of the tower. Select all the elements of the cannon and Ctrl J, we combine them to create a single object, which in this case we rename cannon and place it within the furniture collection. Eventually, we scale it according to its placement on the terrace. With GZ Ctrl, we place it on the ground and, in the top-down mode, we rotate it along the Z-axis, arranging it at the watchtower. Once the cannon is set up, we deal with the construction of the base of the tower, because, according to the records, it rested on a cliff rock that connected to a sandy mainland via a bridge. With Shift A, we insert a cube into the scene, which we will move with GZ Ctrl under the tower, and then we scale it from the top view until it exceeds the diameter of the tower with SZ Ctrl. To start modeling it, we scale it slightly toward the base, going into edit mode and scale it to the underlying face of the cube. With that done, we proceed to create the rock, which we will rename rock, and create a subdivision to the cube, using afterwards proportional editing to move the vertices between them. Again, we hide superfluous object except for the cube. In edit mode with Ctrl R, I create many cuts both horizontally and vertically in order to reach a high number of edges and vertices. Having done that, let's go to vertex mode and activate proportional editing. We have previously used the sphere function, but now, since we are dealing with a non-regular shape, we could take advantage of random mode, which allows me to have a jagged range by pointing at a random number of vertices overhead, thus creating an irregular surface. Before doing this, we can also move the vertices of the base. To make it more regular along the x-axis, also not necessarily by activating proportional editing. Once we have rendered the jagged base, we can ease the process for the rest of the surface through the random function of proportional editing. I select any vertex, mostly central vertex, with G, Y, and automatically an uneven surface is created. We repeat the process for all faces, going to reduce or increase the radius through the mouse wheel and selecting vertices in the most central part. Returning to object mode, we realize what we are creating, and even more so by visualizing the tower together with the terrain. Eventually, we can subdivide the surface even more with the subdivision surface modifier, but this way doesn't simulate the rock perfectly, so we remove it and go to act that refinement through texture.